Anna Gellines podcast. I'm your host, Anna Gellines. And today we are going to talk about a topic that has the potential to change your life, to transform your life. I know that I say that in every episode, but this one really does. We're going to be talking about unlocking your potential, focusing on solutions. In a world filled with challenges, it's natural to encounter problems and obstacles along our journey. I don't know of anybody who hasn't had problems and obstacles in their lives, especially when they're going after their dreams and goals, when they're venturing out of their comfort zone. But how we approach these challenges determines the course of our lives and our overall happiness. But before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. We are all about inspiring women to live lives of significance. But if you're a man and you have listened to previous episodes and you like what's being said here and you're tribing with us, go ahead and continue watching, and you're welcome here as well. And if you're a returning viewer and you've watched previous episodes, welcome and thank you for coming back. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and click the bell to be notified when I upload new content, which is usually every Monday. Today, I want to share with you the immense potential that lies within the mindset of focusing on solutions. We will explore the benefits of adopting this approach, learn practical solutions to cultivate the mindset, and understand how it can lead us to a fulfilling and successful life. First, there's the power of perspective. So focusing on solutions is about shifting our perspective from dwelling on the problem to seeking opportunities. It empowers us to view setbacks as stepping stones and see difficulties as the catalyst for growth. So it was about over a year ago. So I was a manager at a pharmacy chain, and I had this one boss who kept causing me issue after issue after issue. She would pick on everything I did. She would be a micromanager, and she would pick out all my faults. Everything that I was insecure about, she would magnify so that I felt worse about myself and I would do a worse job. And that I didn't feel comfortable coming to her with my problems and to help work through solutions, because she was not a safe zone for me. She thought she was a safe zone, but she was not a safe zone for me. And in fact, she triggered things in me. She reminded me of my mother, who would do the same thing to me, and so it triggered it for me. So I kept venting to my friends about this boss and this job, and how they never listen to us and they never have solutions, and even when we come up with solutions, they don't listen enough to implement them. So one night, one of my friends got so mad at me, she went off on me, and she said, "You need to, do something about this. You need to either find a new job or just, get satisfied with this one. Find a way to work out this one." And I got upset with her. I walked out because I was already done with my shift, but I was staying there to talk with her, and so I left for the night. And I kept stewing about this. Well, lo and behold, I come in the next day, and I have this meeting with our managers, and we have to work Memorial Day, they said. So I went to go tell my team that we were working Memorial Day. And I had one of my team members go off on me about how I was spitting on the graves of our soldiers by making them work Memorial Day, our fallen soldiers, and that, I didn't have to make them work Memorial Day, and it was just un-American. Okay. So he goes off on me, and I get up and I go to break down on the back patio because he has been in my face this entire time. And I get called into a room when I get back and asked, do you want to tell me about what happened? And it wasn't, let me hear your side of the story. No, it was from an accusatory standpoint. So at that point, that was the catalyst to actually get me to look for different jobs and to get out of that job and to find the solution to getting out of here. So I had to develop a different perspective. In my mind, I kept thinking, I can't do better than this. But I had to do better than this. For my mental state, I had to do better than this. I had to change my perspective to think that there is something else out there. There is another job out there that will pay me almost as much and be a better environment for me. And I found it. And every corporate America job will have the same problems, but to a lesser extent or a greater extent. So you just got to find the right fit for you. But I had to change my perspective that I could do better than this. And life didn't have to be all about stress and worry. And we have to embrace a growth mindset because we're never going to be good at everything from the beginning. By focusing on solutions, we embrace a growth mindset that acknowledges our ability to learn and adapt. Instead of feeling defeated, we see challenges as chances to improve and evolve. So I go to the next job, right? And on day one, I'm set with this person who's going real fast, and he's been there for a couple of years, and he knows the system in and out, but he doesn't stop to tell me what he's doing. And I thought, I am never going to learn this. I am never going to be good at this because I can't understand what this guy is doing. And I, for the most part, get things fairly quickly, but I couldn't understand what this guy was doing. And I had to just tell myself, hey, you know what? It's day one. You will learn step by step how to do this. Almost a year later, here I am. People think I've been there forever and that I know how to do the system. People come and ask me how to do things. Because A, I'm approachable, and B, it's because they think I've been there forever. But we have to remember that there's always going to be a day one. We're always going to have to learn new things. If we don't learn new things, our brain cells, stay stagnant. And we don't want that. We want to keep learning and learning and learning because when we're learning, our brain is working. But we have to change our perspective and we have to develop a growth mindset. It's not if this happens, that means this is what it is forever. This equals that. No. We can learn. We can adapt. Yes, some of us are not athletically inclined, but I can master the fundamentals of basketball. I can master the fundamentals of tennis. I may not be that great at it, but I can still master the fundamentals. I can master the techniques. Like piano, I could master how to play the piano. I may not feel it, but I can master it. I have, by the way. I can play the piano, just in case anybody wanted to know. We also need to overcome fear and negativity. When we concentrate on solutions, we step away from fear and negativity. This allows us to approach obstacles with a sense of optimism and resilience. So we need a plan. instead of focusing on what is going wrong in our lives, how can we change it? Instead of asking ourselves, why is this happening to us? We need to say, how can I change this so this turns into something better for me? How can I make this a better situation? Do I need to get rid of the situation altogether, or do I need to learn more things? Do I need to learn how to, for instance, you're starting a podcast. Do I need to learn how to master YouTube? Do I need to learn how to market my podcast? Do I need to learn how to do video, to edit video? Do I need to learn these things? Are these things I need to learn? Do I want to be at this job forever? If I don't, what other solutions are there, and how can I fulfill those dreams? So we need to change our perspective. We need to develop a growth mindset. We need to step away from the fear and the negativity by coming up with a plan and solutions. We need to enhance our problem-solving skills. By focusing on solutions, we sharpen our problem-solving skills. We become more creative and innovative in finding effective ways to address our issues. For instance, we might actually ask people who've been there, done that. You know, if our friends have already started podcasts, or our friends have already looked for new jobs and are pursuing their dreams, we could pick their brains. We could take them out to coffee and ask them questions so that we can understand how the process works. We can read books about people who have done things, listen to podcasts, look at YouTube videos. There is a wealth of information out there that we don't use on a regular basis to solve our problems. We just think we have a problem, this is going to be a problem forever, when we need to be changing this problem. So we need to change our perspective. We need to develop a growth mindset. We need to walk away from fear and negativity. And we need to enhance our problem-solving skills by thinking outside the box. And then we also need to take initiative and ownership. Solution-oriented individuals take charge of their lives. They take responsibility for finding answers and actively working towards positive change. The problem is when we get stuck into the victim mentality. When we think that we can't get out of this problem. This problem will always be. We need to think about it differently. We need to take ownership for what is happening in our lives. We need to stop playing the victim and take 100% ownership of our lives. We may not have caused the problem, but it is now our problem, and we need to figure out how to fix it. So, how do we do that? We take ownership. We decide that we are going to develop a plan. We are going to figure out the solution. We're going to think outside the box. Now, that may be that we need to take a walk, or we need to do something else. Because once we focus on the solution so much, our mind can get muddled and we're not coming up with solutions. But if we do things that are mundane, like cleaning the house or washing the dishes or going for a walk, or taking the kids to carpool or carpooling the kids, that's when the ideas strike us, especially in the shower or when we're going to the bathroom using the facilities. That's when our mind isn't thinking about it, that's when the solutions come. And we need to build resilience. So we need to change our perspective. We need to develop a growth mindset. We need to walk away from fear and negativity. We need to enhance our problem-solving skills. We need to take ownership and initiative of what we're going to do with these problems. And we need to build resistance. We need to focus on solutions. And that builds resistance, allowing us to bounce back from our setbacks and remain steadfast during difficult times. So what does this mean? This means that we get up every time we have a setback, and we keep going. We move forward. Now, this solution may not be working, but let's try a different solution to get to the same goal. Too many times we think that there should only be a plan A, and if plan A doesn't work, this is not working at all. But we need to also come up with a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and keep trying until we come up with a solution that works. Too many times we stop at plan A, or we stop at plan A and plan B, or we stop at plan A, plan B, and plan C, and we don't focus on figuring out what the solution is. And we also need to inspire and motivate others. So we need to change our perspective. We need to develop a growth mindset. We need to walk away from fear and negativity. We need to enhance our problem-solving skills. We need to take ownership and initiative. We need to build resistance. And we also need to inspire and motivate others. So once we learn what the solution is, we need to go help others. Because people didn't help us does not mean that we shouldn't help others. We should be that guide for other people. What we've learned, we should share with others. Because if we don't, we're keeping it all to ourselves. We are keeping what we know to ourselves, and we're not sharing it with others and inspiring others to be the best that they can be. We are here to be a blessing to others. This life is not about us. This life is about how we can help other people. So if we're not sharing our knowledge, if we're not sharing our gifts and talents, then we're not helping anybody but ourselves. So we need to change our perspective. We need to develop a growth mindset. We need to walk away from fear and negativity. We need to enhance our problem-solving skills. We need to take initiative and ownership. We need to build resistance. We need to inspire and motivate others. And we need to cultivate patience and perseverance, because it's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, and we are not going to change our situation in a day. But as we take one step, then another step, then another step, then another step, it will lead us to the solution. It will lead us to where we want to go. And we need to change our limiting beliefs. What do we believe? Do we believe we can't do this? Do we believe that we're never going to be able to find a solution? That we're not capable of finding a solution? We are capable. We are more than capable of finding a solution. The human brain has a way of finding solutions when we just set it to find solutions. It's got to know that we want it to find solutions. And we have to set the thermostat of our brain to find a solution. And then when we do other things, the solution will come. So some practical strategies on focusing on solutions. We need to identify the core issue. We need to clearly define the problem at hand to better understand the solution needed. So what is your problem? What is the problem? Is it that you need to find a new job? Is the solution that you want to fulfill your dreams? Or is the solution or the problem, is it that you need to get money to pay your bills? We need to brainstorm multiple solutions. We need to generate a variety of potential solutions without judgment or criticism. And then we need to evaluate the pros and cons of all of those solutions. We need to, what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses to each solution? And we need to break down the solution we find into manageable steps so that we will have an easier time in implementing the plan. And then we need to seek support and collaboration. We need to involve others, people who have done this before, our friends and family, to hold us accountable. And we need to learn from our failures. We need to learn from our experiences and know that they're guiding us towards better solutions. And we need to practice gratitude, because that is something that we don't do enough as human beings. We focus on our problems, and we don't focus on what has happened in our lives and what we actually have. Do we have a roof over our head? Do we have money in the bank? Do we have clothes to wear? Do we have a sofa to sit on? Do we have a bed to sleep on? Do we have friends and family? Do we have jobs? Do we have a way to get to our jobs? Do we have healthy lives? Do we have healthy eyes? Can we walk? Can we talk? And think about all the things that we have that we didn't have years ago. We have smartphones, and we have personal computers, and we have things we didn't have in the past. Like, I can access any movie that I've ever watched in a matter of minutes. I can watch old television shows in a matter of minutes. I don't have to wait until they come on the television. You know, all these things are things that we should be grateful for in our lives, but most of the time we are not. We only think about what is going on that is causing the problem. And then we need to visualize success. We need to picture the outcome, how we want things to happen in our lives. And we need to stay adaptable. We need to stay adaptable to the fact that, plan A might not work out, but plan C might, or plan Z might. But we have to stay adaptable. And we need to celebrate our successes. Those things that along the way that do help us get towards our goal. We need to celebrate those milestones. In conclusion, focus on solutions. And we need to focus on solutions because that's a transformative mindset. And it allows us to navigate life's challenges with optimism and determination. By embracing this approach, we can unleash our inner potential and grow as individuals and create a positive impact in the world around us. Like I said, we're here for a reason, and we're here to help others and to be a blessing to others. And if we're not, we're living a self-centered life. We're only focusing on ourselves. And we need to focus on others. We need to focus on making solutions to help others as well as ourselves. I believe in you. Until next time. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can go to my website at annagaillines.com. It's ANNAGAILLYNES.com. And there you can download 2 free chapters of my book, Unshakable Purpose. And you can also download my latest science fiction novel for free called The Last Chance Station. There you can also sign up for our newsletter that will tell you what's going on in the world of the Anna Gail Lines podcast and Spacetastic Mysteries podcast, which is my fiction podcast that has installments of my novels on it. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being you.